Good morning. We're doing a rewatch today of Tuesday's game. I wasn't sure that I'd be able to get this in on this Tuesday, and I wanted to make sure that I did this rewatch. I know Jake's been really wanting it. Jake's a good friend. He's always so enthusiastic. I think that's when I think about Jake McKean. He's so enthusiastic about things, about life, and I love it. It's very intoxicating and enjoying. I not enjoying, enjoyable that he does it. It's inspiring. He's a good friend. Sorry, that was a long rant. So when we look at the civs, we've got Jeff here in the corner. Jeff is sitting at 223 pop. He's the Slavs. We have Joel as the Spanish. Joel is sitting at 167 pop. We have Jono as the Franks. Let me be Frank. He's sitting at 158 pop. And then we have Lars as the Rootin' Tootins. And he's sitting at 206 pop. You can see they're doing the V-trade, boom, boom. We are also doing like a fake V-trade thing. I don't know, it's sloppy. But this is our second game that we see where one team, even though the numbers are the same, one team has a significant larger amount of the map than the other. Like these two sections this should pop over like that to make that even, but regardless. On the other side, we've got Jake as the Teutons, young Miguel as the Tatars. I am the Slavs. Thanks a lot, Jeff, for trying to Slav me. And then Big Dirty, also known as Marcus, playing as the Hispanis. That's his first time playing as them. He normally goes as the Bohemians, but we needed somebody to go Spanish. And that was the game. When we look at the walling scenarios here, we're not quite walled off, but we're getting there. On the other side, Jeff's doing a forward wall, but he's built all the way up into it, so not really a back wall option there. A little bit here, but that's not anything. We see that Jeff has he preps these, so he's got Mangonels, but as soon as they upgrade, they'll go over. Here I'm coming. So we were looking at the same spots for the fight. Oh, guys, this walling scenario is not pretty. Austin would be so mad at, although the walling over here is gorgeous. I think that they were expecting a side cut over here or over here, which is always a good bet when you're playing against Michael, because Michael loves the side cut. But we were like, you know what? Let's just all punch up the middle. And we actually gave them like the best spot. Like, I really wish that we actually would have cut right where Jeff was set up. That would have been great. Regardless, we get in. Jeff is going. We're gonna pick up the speed a little bit. Let's get some entertainment going here. Also, just so we know, Jeff's at 270, 220. Oh, all right. Let's do our villagers. 213, 200, 204. Jake's at 130. Jono's at 180. Marcus is at 173. And Michael's putting holes in the wall. Larry's plugging everything here. They're gonna wall this off, I'm sure. Oh, they kind of did? We should have plunged more. Oh, that's awkward. Big shout out to Jeff for coming through last minute and playing with us. You know, we don't get to play with Jeff very often. I always like playing with Jeff. I know there was a time when he felt OP, and now he feels like he's just another one of the guys, and it's really a good time playing with him. He's always a good teammate, never complains, always does his part. Yeah, I'm all about it. I feel for Larry on this game. He does so much. He's just a lot of heavy lifting, and it's never enough. So we see Michael's sending up the the camels. We got Marcus bringing in his special units. Jono's swinging as well. But they just look really good working as a unit right now. Jeff with those dirty trebs. What a monster. And Jono's so good at Chase and Jono play a very similar game style with the mass paladins and then swing them and move the line. And they do such a good. What am I looking at here? Oh, they wanted it. Michael's like, I need a gate. But we're losing inch by inch, and now castles are starting to fall, which is always scary when castles start falling. On the other side, we see that Jake is like, I don't know what this bull crap. I'm gonna turn. So Jake starts cutting over here just because we need to change our system. There needs to be a change somewhere. And so Jake goes there. Meanwhile, here in the middle, Larry is just pumping. Joel's pumping. Jeff's giving him a healthy meat shield. And Jono's bringing forward trade. So they're all right here. And I don't even know. But they turn. Which is what we were hoping would happen. So Jono shows up. Joel shows up. Jeff shows up with a few. But mostly it's Joel and Jono, it looks like. And they are just strong flexing over here. It's looking dangerous. We're seeing that Michael's having to spam trash at this point. And Larry comes down here. That monster. I'm trying to rebuild a castle. And he's like, no, I'm going to destroy it. F you, Larry. Bad friend. Larry's a really good friend. There are a few people in this world that I hold in higher esteem. I don't think I hold... Like Larry's in like the highest of esteems. Like I just love that guy. On the other side, down in the south, Jeff is trying to move forward castle. Jake's just holding at this point, just giving us a pressure valve a little bit is what's going on here. See that Michael is holding. Jono is plunging forward, and I'm now having to build a little bit farther back. Meanwhile, Jake is kind of winning. Just like this back. I love seeing all this blood and guts. It's just so great. For those of you that aren't going to be at our bro trip this weekend, you will be missed. I'm really looking forward to getting together with the boys a little bit. Jake is now moving forward with some rams and some onagers. I don't know what we're oh, they deleted the market. Which I actually, I'm lucky because I didn't realize it, and like my trade will like build up back here, but it wasn't a major stopping point. Joel is now in. I'm losing more military buildings, but we're just fighting for our lives, man. Absolutely. And so Larry's plunging from the other side, and Jake's just been inching forward, inch by inch, mile by mile, and Joel's like sending everything he can down here. And Michael's like, I've had enough of this. I am going to help out up there. So Michael's starting to do his towers and just building forward to claim. Meanwhile, on the other side, Jono and Joel and a little bit of... So he's seeing three colors. Jake is doing like this constant like 3v1, but it's kind of like a side 3v1 because Jeff's still mostly over here and Jono's still over here as well, but they're all sending extra troops to help out on this side. It's like its own thing. And Jake's like, nope, not doing it. Give him a choke point. I like it. And Joel's taking over. Meanwhile, this is all going on. And I'm going to start sending help. Because Jake is like, guys, this is bad. I need help. So I'm gonna start sending troops. And we see Jeff is shredding out Michael and Marcus's towers. It's one thing that's just not a huge part of my game that I could get better at, because it's so powerful at stopping. You're not gonna get through this. It's gonna take a very long time. So I'm gonna start plunging. Why not? YOLO. Those guys died. Meanwhile, Jono and Larry go. Jono's pushing in, and they're gone. And that castle's gone. Meanwhile, in the south, we've kind of pushed forward at this point. And Jono's full turning, and Jake is starting to do some stuff. Just a couple of troops over here, I think, made a very big difference. And Jono's eating up Jake's troops. Jake's built, he filled up his queues with capped rams, which really, I think, did not set us up for. It was like, oh, we no longer have that unit, the siege onager, and instead we've got capped rams, which are great, but I think that they need to be mixed in more than like massed. So, you know, like 4 clips of siege ram, 1 clip, or 4 clips of onager, 1 clip of siege ram would probably be about the right amount. But I don't know. So Jeff's now turned over here, Joel's over here, and Jake's like, I'm just sending all these guys to their death. It's like, sorry man, we're coming as fast as we can. Meanwhile, remember when this was just like one little hole? And just naturally we built it into this huge death zone. Larry's just demanded so much attention. And this game between Michael and Lars is just never ending. And Larry plays Teutons really well because he integrates the paladins as well, giving you a big 3 of Teutons, paladins, and onagers. I need to be better about that. We're starting to get in now. On this side, I'm starting to plunge troops, but they've turned this into a death zone with the 3 castles. Like, you can't just like plop them right here. Like, you got to get your troops all the way to like here for them to be safe. So we see that Jake has used up all of his rams and is now doing onagers again. And Marcus moved forward, so they're starting to lose steam here in the middle. Meanwhile, we see that Jeff has cut in the middle. Boom, right here. And Joel's starting to come in, and they're just like, we're gonna freaking turn this. And so they get in. Luckily, we get them pretty quickly. They don't get through. And I was like, Jake, you need to wall this right now. So Jake does. A couple of troops get through, but they kill them. They aren't gonna last long. Meanwhile, what goes in can go out. So we kind of just turn this, and this now becomes my zone. Down here on the bottom becomes Jake's zone, with Joel doing everything he can to fight Jake. In the middle is Larry and Jono, but Jono kind of is swinging everywhere, with Marcus and Michael playing as well. What am I looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at there. But I only had 1 onager, so it like takes forever to get through. And I like click on the other side, and these guys like leave. It's like, oh, this is so stupid. But we get in to Jeff, excuse me. Meanwhile, Joel is sending everything to fight against Jake, and Jake has taken out the trade. And they've walled off. Probably need to wall all the way over. And then we got some trebs in. Taking that castle out. And they're like, we need to wall this. Meanwhile, up here, Michael just keeps building forward and keeps owning with these trebs. And Michael's really good at defending his buildings. That's something that we need to look at getting better at least I need to get better at, is it's just money. No, it's about the location. He owns the location, and he's really good at it. Builds this and then throws his units in it to defend them. Larry's starting to fall, and we're starting to. I've now taken over Jeff's base a little bit, and we're just plunging troops back into the trade. Like these guys. And Joel gives up the ghost. It was a really good game. Well played by both teams. It sucks losing tight games, and so in that sense, my heart really goes out to Larry, because I know that Larry's lost a lot of those, and I don't like seeing that. I wish him the best with these games, and want him to enjoy them. But Larry played great. Both teams played great. This was just eventually Michael willed the middle, and Jake won the side, and I don't think that this cut was helpful. I think that it helped the team on the right more than the team on the left. But GG, let's look at some stats. When we look at military scores, I killed the most. Our best KD, I think, was Larry. Was it? Larry had a pretty good KD. Yeah. Yeah, Larry was doing everything right. Killing the units and keeping his alive. Michael with the most food. I had the most wood. Larry was the most stoned, typical. And he was the richest. Hunt always pays his debts. Jeff got 10,000 and 9,000. So Jeff both gave away and got the most. All of our teams were trading. Except for I did not receive anything. I would just like to point out, best teammate award. I'm claiming it. I only sent 100 less and received 9,000 less than Jeff. I'll take it. Let's see here. Jake with the 3 stars. Boom, boom, boom. Fastest feudal, fastest castle, fastest imperial. He's been working on that lately. That's like a point. He's making that a point of pride. But as we saw with the treaty drop, he was also down like 50 units going into treaty drop because he wanted this speed. Love you, Jake. I don't know that that's going to help you if we like are punching, but hey, it's all about the pride, right? Larry with the 11 castles. He always builds the most. He really likes his castles. Jake with the 4 relic captures, and he was using all of that gold. Michael with the villager high at 270. That's so many villagers. I hope you're deleting some of them. And yeah, Larry at 250. That's a lot too. Oh, I can't judge. I'm at 245. It was a good game. Can't wait for our next one. Until next time, guys. Peace.